Welcome back to the news at 10. I'm going to toss it over now to Linda Akigbe in Abuja for more on the news. Hi, Linda.
Hello, Amarachi. Now we begin with a troubling report. The Bayelsa State Police Command has arrested a 42-year-old crude oil bunker, Sunday Otazi, who allegedly killed his 2 teenage sons after giving them an insecticide to drink. His third child, however, managed to survive after crawling out of the bush. Our correspondent, Pt.3 Woods, tells us more.
14-year-old Success Otasi survived after ingesting insecticide allegedly given to him by his father. His swollen hands and scars shows he has endured an ordeal. His doctor narrates the state of health of the young boy when he was rescued from the bush and brought to the hospital.
By yesterday morning, he was fully conscious. So he now told us what happened. That the father took them, said they were going to a church. And then along the line, he stopped, asked the bus to stop, and they went into a bush. When they got there, with one other man, I think his uncle or so, he tied all of them and forced them to drink sniper.
The father, who is already in police custody, had a different tale to tell.
I did not poison them. It may be on the way going back with Levi. If Levi have done such thing to my children, I will not argue.
The child is so protected that even a minor breach on his care and safety is taken care of by our laws. The moment you deny the child that safety, which is protection and care, then you cease to be a parent.
The grandmother of the deceased has single-handedly taken care of the children from infancy up until last Saturday when they left the village with their father.
I know I feel it pain me more. And it go pain me till I go enter a coffin.
What a way to start the new year. As the Nigerian police continues in their investigation, one question that begs for answers is, how protected is the Nigerian child against societal ills, especially when that injustice is executed by parents and loved ones? Pt.3 Wood, reporting for Channels Television News.
The sacrifices of a nation's servicemen who died in the line of duty for the country must never be forgotten. These are the words of the president of Elizabeth Jack Rich Tain Aid Foundation, Elizabeth Jack Rich, during the 2019 Widows Empowerment Support Initiative put together by the foundation in partnership with Belema Oil Producing Limited.
Over 300 widows and members of families of officers of the police and the Nigerian Securities and Civil Defense Corps from different parts of the country gather in this hall. For many of them, life has been a struggle since their breadwinners lost their lives in the defense of the country or in the process of fighting crime. The stare of this boy at an empty water bottle perhaps tells the story. But now, things are about to get better as the Elizabeth Jack Rich Tain Aid Foundation, supported by Belema Oil Producing, chooses the new year to reach out to the bereaved women.
Please, we don't want you to see this as trying to replace any loss in your life. We just want you to know that this is a way we can actually show our appreciation. Especially why we chose the widows is it's not easy for a woman to lose a partner fighting for the country.
I believe that with more participation from all non-governmental organizations and at the same time corporate bodies, this will help to reduce the suffering of our widows and also the dependence of our fallen heroes.
There is time to also get down as some of the women and their hosts take to the dance floor. Then to the high point of the event, the giving away of 200,000 naira checks and food items to the widows. Outside, some of the beneficiaries explain what this means to them.
And only God knows the kind of happiness that is in me right now. Because I have never dreamed that I will see 200,000 to take care of my children.
For the security heads, it's a form of relief.
This is very, very great. As they are a blessing to humanity, may God continue to give them the strength to do more.
200,000 naira for a start. It's good for a small family to start a business. Not only that, food items were given to them. All what was given to them today, I expect them to utilize it judiciously.
The management of Elizabeth Jack Rich Tain Aid Foundation promises to continue to extend its helping hands to the needy and as many as possible across the country.
Meanwhile, Governor Samuel Ortom has donated the sum of 30 million naira to victims of Wadata market disaster following an early morning blaze that destroyed goods worth millions of naira. Mr. Ortom announced the donation after visiting the scene for an on-the-spot assessment and ordering a detailed investigation to determine the cause of the fire. The fire, which is reported to have started at about 1 a.m. today, has been contained by officers from the Nigerian Air Force Fire Service.
A fire rages in the early hours of Wednesday, January the 2nd, at the popular Wadata Market, a major food hub in Makurdi, the state capital. As the dawn breaks, men of the Nigerian Air Force Fire Service are on the scene, battling to put out the blaze. Some of the anguished victims drift through the smouldering ruins of their businesses and investments as they wail in anguish over their losses.
As you can see, everything has gone down. Nobody carry any pin from this place. Like my own mother now, she's at home crying. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to start from.
Governor Samuel Ortom arrives on the scene and then surveys the disaster in company of leadership of the traders before announcing a donation of funds to mitigate the effects.
Government will make available the sum of 30 million naira to support those people immediately, pending when the report will come out, so that whatever it is, let life continue.
We are still collecting data to ascertain the actual shops that were affected. Even the figure, the amount of loss in terms of monetary terms, we cannot also establish it as at now, but we are still collecting data, we are collecting information. And when that is being established, we will address the press.
Meanwhile, another fire is at the heart of the governor's personal woes. 250 hectares of his rice farm in Guma Local Government Council has been reduced a vast stretch of ashes by an act of arson, allegedly by armed herdsmen.
And we expect the federal government, who have control of these people and the military, to swing into action and stop these people from coming to Benue State to disobey our laws here.
The incident brings to the fore the fact that the security concerns in Benue State may be far from over, and security forces still have their work cut out for them if another round of bloodletting and destruction is to be prevented.
That's all from Abuja. Back to you, Amarachi.
Thanks a lot, Linda. Butchers Association in Ogun State is pledging support for Governor Amosun's senatorial campaign. Traders made the commitments during the commemoration of their day in Abeokuta, the state capital. The governor says whatever support is given to the butchers is only a way of making their job convenient. He promises, however, to complete all ongoing ultra-modern abattoir in 5 different locations in the state before May.
It's the Ogun Butchers Association Day 2019, and the state governor, Ibikule Amosun, is here to celebrate with them. The occasion is an annual event which the governor says is like homecoming to him, and he assures them of every support to improve the way they ply their trade.
All our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, particularly our youth, every year in, year out like this, we come here to celebrate with one another. So I am happy to celebrate with you today. Last year when we came here, we said we are going to do our control post with a modern abattoir. We promised that, and to the glory of God, we are going to rush to finish it. You've seen what we are doing there. Indeed, we are going to finish latest end of March.
While the event is underway, the governor conducts a quick inspection on the progress of work at the ultra-modern abattoir, which is under construction.
The only reason why we did not use full automation is to still allow some of our people to still have some things doing. So that's why we do this semi-automated abattoir and control unit here.
The butchers seem impressed with the intervention, which they say will improve their working condition, promising every support for the governor's ambition.
We, the butchers in Ogun State, are happy, so much so that we will give him all our support because he's making the people of the state happy, and we've been seeing his innovation since he became the governor. He's exceptional.
This butchers control post, according to the governor, is not the only one the state government is building. There are others at Ogiri, Ijebu-Ode and Ota, and he assures that they will be ready for commissioning in May this year.
Business News is next. Here's Anne Mawodo.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Amarachi, and welcome to Business News tonight. China National Offshore Oil Corporation and French multinational oil and gas company Total say they have commenced production from Nigeria's deepwater Egina field. Total's floating production storage and offloading unit, which is the largest the company has ever built, is expected to produce 200,000 barrels of oil per day, representing about 10% of Nigeria's overall output. The Egina field, which was initially discovered in 2003, is the second development in production on the oil mining lease 130, following the Akpo field, which started in 2009. China's National Offshore Oil Corporation's local subsidiary holds 45% interest of OML 130 block in partnership with Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, while Total Upstream Nigeria Limited, which is the operator for the giant oil fields, holds 24% interest. Nigeria has been rated 110th best country for business in the world in 2019, and that's out of 161 graded countries and ranked 14th in Africa by American business magazine Forbes. The list is based on published reports from the Freedom House, Heritage Foundation, the United Nations, Transparency International, the World Bank Group, and World Economic Forum. The latest rating puts Nigeria behind 13 other African countries, including South Africa, which came first, Ghana, Tunisia, Rwanda, Kenya, and Egypt. Forbes cites the criteria for the rating on 15 different factors, including workforce, infrastructure, quality of life and risk, corruption, and investor protection. Just last year, Nigeria was rated 115 out of 153 countries and 15th in Africa, with a 1.6% GDP growth and $2,200 as GDP per capita. It's a negative start for the equities market. Sell-offs dominated major bellwether stocks today amid economic and renewed political uncertainties. Tosin Adeshina has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The domestic stock market begins the first trading day for 2019 in the red as investors resumed from the New Year break with profit taking in high-value equities. The sell pressure, which comes after that 1.27% gain on Monday, pulled the all-share index back by 1.15% and led to a 134 billion naira drop in the equities capitalization. Only the banking sector managed to eke out a marginal 0.8% gain, as 4 out of the 5 key sectors of the NSE fell by significant percentage margins. Nigerian breweries tops a list of 22 losers, down by 8.42%. Julius Berger led 15 other gainers, up by 9.55%, while the shares of Diamond Bank Axis Bank and Sovereign Trust Insurance are the most active contributors to a total of 214.41 million shares traded today. That's the stock market report. A happy new year to you all. I'm Tosin Additional.
Thanks a lot, Tosin. But let's see how other major stock markets around the world fared at the close of business. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am Anne Nwaudo. It's back to you, Amarachi.
You first. First Bank.
Still ahead of the news at 10, FIFA's president, Gianni Infantino, says the world's football governing body may now wait until 2026 to increase the number of participating teams from 32 to 48. More coming up in sports news. Stay with us.